Okay, so when we last left off in our story, Twinkle was trying to get past the first level of the grocery store so that she could finally get some food after a hard day of work. But as we all know, she failed miserably. And now, it's time for her to go home empty-handed and try again tomorrow. But before she does that, she hears a voice. Who goes there? And she hides behind a stack of boxes until the mysterious figure passes by. She finds out that it's just the store manager restocking the shelves and follows him to see what he is doing. He pulls out a large tub of whipped cream and Twinkle can't help but sneak a taste. It's delicious, fluffy, and most importantly, free. After taking a few bites, she starts to feel funny and soon finds herself floating up into the air, stuck inside a giant balloon animal. She floats right over to the pet food aisle and meets a cute golden retriever puppy named Sparky who mistakes her for a new chew toy. She tries to explain that she's not a toy, but Sparky doesn't listen and begins chewing on her string, causing her to pop and fall right into his food bowl. As she lays there licking the insides of the bowl, she meets the wise old Persian cat named Mittens who explains to her that this is no ordinary pet food. This is super premium kibble and it gives animals special powers based on their species. For example, cats get 9 lives and dogs can sniff out danger from far away. Just then, Sparky runs over with his tail between his legs, revealing that their new owner, Mr. Big Cheese, has come to take them both home. However, since Twinkle ate some of the kibble, she gets a special power as well, the power to shrink anything she touches. While she tries to convince Sparky and Mittens that they shouldn't be taken home by an evil billionaire looking for a cat and dog to complete his evil laugh, neither of them believe her, and think that she's just some kind of weird balloon creature. As they get loaded into Mr. Big Cheese's car, Twinkle uses her shrinking powers to escape and hide in his glove compartment. When Mr. Big Cheese notices, he assumes that it's a coin and continues driving. At the first gas station, Twinkle sneaks out of the glove box and shrinks down the entire car so that it fits inside one of the pumps. Then she makes herself small enough to fit inside the pump and hit the emergency release button, sending the miniaturized car shooting into the ground. Now that Mr. Big Cheese is gone, Twinkle runs back to the pet store to warn the others about what he's planning, but she's too late. As soon as she arrives, Mr. Big Cheese bursts through the door holding a giant net and captures both Sparky and Mittens. He takes them outside and prepares to put them inside his oversized pockets, but they put up a fight. Mittens scratches Mr. Big Cheese in the face with her sharp claws and sends him running back inside. Meanwhile, Sparky chases after him, but quickly runs into a wall and gets stuck. Seeing that her friends are in trouble, Twinkle jumps into action. Using her shrinking powers, she reduces Mr. Big Cheese's net down to the size of a soccer ball and then blows it up with her breath to make it even bigger. Then she gets inside and starts kicking it around like a giant, causing Mr. Big Cheese to get tangled up inside and pass out. At last, she's finally defeated, but as the police arrive to take her away, Twinkle uses her powers to reduce everyone down to the size of an inch and escape once again. Now that she's free, she heads to her apartment, but as she's about to open the door, she hears some commotion coming from inside. When she opens it, she sees 2 figures fighting on her couch. And much to her surprise, it's Bongo and Hopscotch. They tell her that they heard she had defeated Mr. Big Cheese and wanted to congratulate her. But it didn't take long for them to start arguing about who deserves credit for helping Twinkle get past the first level of the grocery store. Bongo claims that it was him who distracted the cashier, while Hopscotch says it was her idea to hide in the bread basket. Twinkle tells them that they both helped her, and that's why she wants to give them each one of these necklaces she stole from Mr. Big Cheese's mansion. But Bongo refuses to accept hers because he thinks it's too flashy, and Hopscotch throws hers on the ground and stomps on it to flatten it because she doesn't want any part of a billionaire's treasure. Twinkle, being the nice friend that she is, decides to wear both of their necklaces herself, and the 3 of them become best friends. That is until Twinkle realizes that she hasn't eaten all day and needs some food. She asks if either of them want to go to the grocery store with her, but they both decline, citing that they need to work on their chance at the beach. So Twinkle leaves on her own. Once again, she gets as far as the pet store before getting stopped in her tracks. She looks up and sees that the sign above the door has been changed to say employee only. Has she been banned for life? The answer is yes. And it's all thanks to Mr. Big Cheese, who we find inside the store using his newfound freedom to look for some food. He grabs a package of tuna and heads over to the checkout where he runs into none other than the store manager. They catch up with each other and Mr. Big Cheese learns that the reason why the store was so empty was because everyone went to the grand opening of the new mall. He also learns that the reason why the manager was able to keep so many items stocked at the last minute was because of his super premium pet food. Mr. Big Cheese is impressed and says that if the manager can continue to do a good job, he will get a raise. Just then, Twinkle pops out from behind a shelf and demands that the manager rehire her. She tells him how she saved the store from Mr. Big Cheese, but he doesn't believe her and instead thinks she's some kind of crazy cat lady. To prove that she's telling the truth, Twinkle shrinks Mr. Big Cheese down to the size of a mouse and puts him inside a cage with some cat toys. The manager finally believes her and apologizes for not listening sooner. He tells her that he'll give her job back, but she'll have to start at the bottom stocking shelves again. Disappointed, Twinkle accepts the position, but not before scaring the store manager with her shrinking powers to show him what she is capable of. Later that night, after everyone has gone home, Twinkle comes back to the store to stock the shelves. But she soon realizes that she's not alone. There's another figure in the storeroom family, who's making a mess everywhere. As she tries to clean up the trash, Rum Family spills some cereal on her head. She freaks out and accidentally shrinks him down to the size of a bug. Twinkle tries to fix her mistake, but her shrinking powers aren't working for some reason. She soon discovers that the only way to undo the shrinking effect is to touch something made of metal. And fortunately, she finds a metal shopping cart nearby. She picks it up and holds it over Ramy, reversing the shrinking effect and making him humongous. To avoid hurting anyone, Twinkle runs out of the store and into the parking lot, where she hides behind a parked car. Ramy runs after her, but trips over a pothole and falls flat on his face. Suddenly, Twinkle feels a surge of confidence and stands up to Ramy, demanding that he never ruin her store again. But Ramy simply laughs at her and says that she's nothing without her shrinking powers. Enraged, Twinkle gets inside the shopping cart and pushes it towards Ramy. She keeps moving forward despite the cart getting stuck on potholes, hitting parked cars, and almost hitting a family of ducks crossing the road. Finally, she reaches Ramy and shoves him towards the metal frame of a bus. Her powers activate and he reverts back to normal size. She scares him away for good this time and returns home feeling like a hero. But when she wakes up the next morning, she finds that her shrinking powers have disappeared. Feeling useless, she trudges off to the grocery store where she struggles to do her job and avoid getting fired. The store manager is about to let her go, but suddenly, Mr. Big Cheese bursts through the doors, covered in honey and looking very sad. He explains that he tried to buy some more super premium pet food, but the company shut down after their warehouse got destroyed by an earthquake. Without it, he couldn't control his size or give Sparky and Mittens their special abilities. He looked all over town for more of the food, but no store had it. Just then, Twinkle speaks up and offers to use her powers to recreate the pet food. Mr. Big Cheese is shocked because he thought she lost her powers, but she assures him that they're back. She takes him back to the warehouse where the food used to be made and recreates every step of the process, from mixing the ingredients to putting the labels on the bags. In the end, they produce a brand new batch of super premium pet food and Mr. Big Cheese is overjoyed. He gives Twinkle a big hug and thanks her for saving his business. As a reward, he lets her keep all the money that was in the register and she runs home with her new riches. The moral of the story is that even if you lose your powers, don't give up because you might get them back when you least expect it. So yeah, that's the end of part 3. What should happen in part 4? Should Twinkle use her powers to make more money? Should she use her powers to help out other people? Or should she use her powers to cause chaos and destruction? You decide in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.